This is Dr. N.S. Dharashudar, Assistant Professor, Tata Saheb Kore Institute of Engineering and Technology, Varanasi.
Good morning, students. This is Dr. Prashant Patil, Mechanical Engineering Department, TKIT Varanasi.
Today, in this practical, we are going to determine the mass moment of inertia of a component using tri-pillar suspension system. Previously, we have discussed the bi-pillar suspension system where the object was suspended at the two ends. So here it is a tri-pillar suspension system where the object is suspended from the 3 points. So this is one point, this is another point, this is another point. Now the process is going to remain the same as that of the bi-pillar suspension system. This is a disc having the weight of 0.225 kg. Now it is made parallel to the ground. The process is going to remain as the bi-pillar suspension system. Only is that the disc is suspended from the 3 points. You know what is meant by the moment of inertia. Moment of inertia is the resistance which is offered by the body for the angular acceleration. Now, how to carry out this experiment? So before carry out this experiment, let us discuss the inputs which has been given here. So first, the mass of the disc, it is nothing but 0.225 kg or it is 225 gram. Next, the diameter of the disc, it is d, it is nothing but 0.3 meter or it is 0.1, its radius is 0.15 meter. Third one, length of the suspension L. Length from this point, length of the suspension L, it is nothing but 600 millimeter or it is nothing but 0.60 meter. Now it is the distance A, that is the distance of the suspension from the CG. So the CG is situated here, that is at a distance of 0.15 meter from one of the ends. It is 0.15 meter, and this distance of the suspension from the CG, it is nothing but 0.123 meter. It is nothing but 0.123 meter. The process is going to remain the same. We are going to measure the oscillation. We are going to measure the time for 10 oscillations, 15 oscillations and 20 oscillations, and we are going to find out the time required, and consequently we are going to find out the periodic time. So this disc is suspended in this way. So this is suspended in this way. The time is measured for 10 oscillations, the time is measured for 15 oscillations, and the time is measured for 20 oscillations. Why this? Why we are taking n number of readings to get the accurate results? We are taking n number of readings. So periodic time T is found out by considering T is equal to T by N, and mean of the T experimental has been considered. So further calculations will be discussed by Dr. P.J. Patil sir.
Already Dr. N.S. Dharashudar sir has explained the detailed procedure to conduct a tri-pillar experiment. So initially in the manual, this mass of the disc is given 0.225 kg. Also distance of suspended point from CG of the disc is given, that is 0.123 meter. Also diameter of the disc is given, that is 0.3 meter. Now also length of the suspension, that is capital L, we have measured before conducting the experiment, that is 0.60 meter. Now after this initial information, next observation table. So for observation table, for the accuracy purpose, we are going to take 3 readings. Now first, number of oscillations N, then second, time time required for n oscillation, that is small t in the second. Then periodic time or time period for one cycle, that is t is equal to t upon n. And finally we have calculated t of this mean, that is t experimental. Now for first reading we have fixed 10 oscillations and we have measured the time required for 10 oscillations with the help of mobile stopwatch. So it is 11.3 seconds. Now for second observation we kept n as a 15 and measure time required for 15 oscillations, that is 17.7 seconds. Now for last reading we have kept n is equal to 10 oscillations and we have measured the time required for 20 oscillations, that is 25 seconds. Now here for all these readings we have calculated time required for one cycle, that is capital T is equal to small t upon n. So for first reading it is 1.13 second, for second 1.18, for third it is 1.20. Now after that we have find out the mean of these three readings, and that is considered as T mean or T experimental. So by performing this experiment and from this observation table we have found out the magnitude of periodic time for this disk, that is 1.8186 seconds. Now after observation table, next part is calculations. In our calculation our aim is to find out K experimental and K theoretical. So for K experimental the formula is T experimental, that we have determined from the experiment, into A divided by 2 pi into under root capital L by G. So A it is first we have recorded, T experiment we have find out from this experiment, and L length of the suspension already we have measured, that is 0.60 meter. So put all these values in this formula, we can get value of experimental radius of gyration, that is K experimental, it is 0.093 meter. Now after that, as this disk is standard component or regular shaped object, so for that mathematical formula for radius of gyration is available. K theoretical is R radius of the disk divided by root 2. So here in the manual disk diameter is given, from that R is 0.50 meter, divided it by root 2 we can get K theoretical or theoretical value of radius of gyration for the disk is 0.860 meter. Now K theoretical 0.106 meter. Now final aim of this experiment is to find out the mass moment of inertia by experimental method and by theoretical method. So I experimental mass of the disk into radius of gyration experimental square. So put this value, mass of the disk is given initially. So put this value in this formula, we can get experimental mass moment of inertia of the disk is 0.0021 kg meter square. Now theoretical mass remains same, only value of radius of gyration K theoretical put here. We can get theoretical mass moment of inertia of the disk is 0.0024 kg meter square. So by experimental method and theoretical method we have found out radius gyration for the disk, also mass moment of inertia for the disk. And if we compare these two results, the percentage deviation is at approximately 10%. So we can say that both methods are validated to each other. Thank you. Our aim is good.